there was a time I made a post hapa tu online, hapa tu kwa Facebook, asking about grant applications and how people get responses and how they respond. So my question or my post was, you spend 3 months and above applying for a grant, or on that particular angle, applying for jobs. But after you make your submission, no one even responds to your submission. So you don't even know whether your submission was achieved, was received. Maybe it wasn't received. So you are just there wondering, hey, did they even receive my application? Bearing in mind that you've even taken over 3 months putting together the documents that these people need. So I made a post. Shout out to Liz Carson, Butete, Patrick, who came and shared a bit about their experience. Liz said she experiences, or she deals with other organizations that apply for grants in Kenya, and at one point she only got a response from one organization which stated that they have received her application, but she was not successful. And then Bernard Butete said that if you are applying for grants and you put all your eggs, or like just rely on that grant, and you miss it, you will be stressed. So you rather not put all your hopes on that grant, because you are just 1 in a million who are applying for these jobs. Patrick came and said, well, maybe you need to write them back and find out if they received your application. So that's why I'm diving right in here today, just to shed my thoughts on this particular topic. It takes you so long to apply for grants, it takes you so long to collect the paperwork needed, and then you get no response. So for me, I don't know what my camera person will say out there, but for me, I think when you are applying for these grants, or you are applying for these jobs, sometimes out there before these grants are posted, and I did love Liz's comment in terms of you doing your research, you doing your analysis, you trying to find out what does this organization applying to receive grants from, what do they actually do? So you doing your real research and finding why you really need to get this money will put you somewhere. So I wanted to come on here. I haven't applied for any grant personally, but all I know, based on my experience, that before this grant or this paper goes out, like an open call, maybe there are even people who have worked to design this particular thing. So you coming from nowhere and claiming to want these grants, and you just know the world is just world, and people know people. So for me, I would say, before even these grants come out, people already know who they want to give these grants to. So it will require effort, energy, and even extra miles for you to stand out, and even for your application to be looked at. So for me, that was my simple comment on this, in terms of you looking for grants, in terms of you making your applications, and maybe hoping to get a response. And now, somebody did say, so for me on this topic, it will be, if you are making a grant application, Butete, that was Bernard, what else are you doing that will get you the money apart from the grant? Because if you come from Kenya, they say Kenya kuna wenyewe. Wewe utatoka tu mahali sijui ati wewe upewe grant.
Wewe ni nani?
Wewe ni nani? Who are you?
Who's your father?
Who's your father? Alafu pia watasema who
do you know?
Who do you know? Wewe ati you only know the paper.
Who sent you?
Who sent you? So knowing the paper is one thing, and who you know and who is your father, who all these things comes into play, okay? And sometimes people want to go where they will get results. People want to, when I give him or her this money, will I get what I want or it will be games? So sometimes you realize somebody is looking for a $500,000 Kenya shillings grant, but you ask them, what do you have? Well, I have the paperwork. Well, we have other people who have the paperwork, only and the skills, and even the results they can show to prove that they can use the money wisely. And this translates even now to job. I know grant application and funding application is for young people who are looking to start businesses, who are planning their social enterprises. But here now is the big thing, and I know it relates with my other previous posts, where you make huge amounts of job applications, but nobody responds to it. Maybe my camera person have applied for these jobs, and maybe he wants also to jump on and share a little bit on this monologue session. But for the jobs, you realize again with the jobs, even before the terms of reference are defined, we have had maybe interns, they've had volunteers, they have consultants, they have part-time employees. Sasa wewe, ati wewe unatoka tu mahali from nowhere. Like you look at Kenya, ati wewe ushatoka tu mashambani, or whatever hole you are coming from. And then you are applying for a job and you claim, for example, you have 80 years of experience. We have people who have been in this same organization or same company who have been doing that particular job on voluntary basis, on internship, as consultants, and they are also applying for these things. So what will make you stand out in your application? If you don't hear any response, or if you receive acknowledgement to your post or to your submission or things like that, just know we have huge number of people who have placed more effort than you have. So you are submitting that paper and expecting magic to happen, my friends.
And also, it may be not in that case that there are better people. It's probably some establishments, or organizations will have a particular person they want. And maybe they have already gotten the person they want. And funny enough is they do advertise this for PR purposes, but they have the person they like the person they already want. Yes,
is already in.
Yeah, you will send your CVs and no one will reply to those CVs or even read. I have attended an interview where they never even read my CV. And the particular questions that they were asking, they were all in my CV. So you check, is it a place you would want to work? If even a CV they don't check. So it begs the question, what do you want as a person? And why are you applying for these jobs? Or even now, grants. Because, you want to have a business, but then again, what do you have? They say a bird in hand is worth two
in the bush.
So at least have something, and it should not be your key priority.
Umeiekelea it's good.
At least you tried. It tried. Wasn't mine. Jaribu ingine. Piga kabiashara kako hapa kando. Ni grant. Wewe utajigrant aje? Wewe jigrant.
Wewe mwenyewe unajigrant.
Jigrant. Kwanza na sweet. Ninauza sweet nikitafuta hilo. But then again, sisi ni akina nani?
Because I was speaking to another friend the other time, and he was telling me he's one young man. We went to high school together, and he said in one of his clips, he's called Vincent Ajek, that if you can't convert 1 shilling to 2 shillings, forget about extra money. Because if you can't convert 1 single shilling to 2 shillings, then and you want to convince me that you are looking for 500,000 Kenya shillings, kuna shida hapo. And then the same applies to jobs. If you just think wewe utashinda tu hapo una apply makazi, all the things, you don't want to volunteer, you what we've done. We don't want to even support other people.
Yeah.
So how?
Also, look at it in another perspective. Whatever you're trying to do, is it solving your problems or communal problems?
Yeah.
If it's solving your problems personal, then that's not something to seek for. Yeah.
Lakini hapo you are bringing another. Is it? No, wait. My problems needs to be solved to be in the first place.
Then
but
work on
people
your.
don't want to listen to my problems.
Then work on your problems, because everyone
And
has their own
that grant
problem.
will help me work on my problems.
No. Tafuta pesa yako. Mbona unaomba grant sasa? Ukuje ujibaie gari. Tutaki hivyo.
Ngoja kwanza. But here, like here, this then gets me to another angle. Like just the other day, we were doing something on youth training in terms of turning passions into enterprises and things like that. And then I went checking. The trainer asked me, "Hey Peter, how many social enterprises are in Kenya?" And I will not go to social enterprises. I will go to non-governmental organizations, or the CBOs. There are millions of them.
There are more than
like more
400
than 10.
Registered.
We have like the CBOs. We got over 10,000
Yeah.
CBOs. So many. The same applies to non-governmental organizations.
And they're trying to solve the same problems.
Yeah, they're trying to solve the same problems. And they're also applying grants and getting these grants.
Yeah.
And you know, they have been in this game longer than the new ones.
So they know
who is where.
And how to approach this
And how to approach
particular
this.
grant.
They know when I send this email, it will land on this hand. And this hand is the one that will read. So I was speaking to another friend the other day, and this was really interesting. And he's a person who sits at some of these big and huge grants. So he said that the deadline for grant submission is on 28th, for example, 28th of November. And you make your submission, say, on 20th of November. The person responsible sees this paper as a really good paper, so they delete your application. Okay? And once they delete, they grab your content and prepare a new grant application. And then they submit. Okay?
So it works on their benefit.
Yeah, so they work on it, and then that grant passes. And now they come to you to source for your skills and experiences to help them implement the grant. What then does this mean? It is you trusted the process, you submitted, and the person who is sat there and sees something good, picks it, or if even they don't come to consult you, you see your idea somewhere else with a different name.
Yeah, but you know deep down, this is mine.
This was my good idea, my friends. And you wonder, aje sasa, idea yangu ilifikaje hapa? It is these applications. So when you say exactly know what you want, so just don't go for anything you want. Be able to find out what exactly you are capable of doing with what you have, and then these people can come and partner and collaborate, and then you can probably design a program together. The same applies to when you apply for jobs. Thousands of people apply, millions at some point, big organizations. But what will make you stand out? It is the actions, it is you responding and offering solutions, and just like my camera person have stated, are you helping yourself or you are helping others?
How do you want to help others?
Yes, you want to help others.
Do your needs come before others'
needs?
Yeah. Why are you particularly wanting this job? Is it because you are jobless, or because something drives you?
Yeah, like call it passion if you.
And then you get paid. Yeah.
Yeah.
The passion comes before, then money relation comes later. And at least when you enjoy what you do,
or without the money, people will find you.
Yeah.
And then finally, you realize that with this huge amount of NGOs, with this huge amount of grants going around, why are we not seeing the results? Somebody might ask, why do you think we are not seeing the results? Like in Kenya, we have, that's like that big number. of NGOs, CBOs, and all these social enterprises getting these grants, getting this money, and getting these opportunities? Why are we then not seeing the change? For example, eradication of poverty, and we are having health issues, we are having climate issues. Why are we not achieving all these things that we want?
They are eradicating their own poverty, like I've said.
Yeah.
First, it's themselves, then the rest come.
Yeah.
So if you do that, then anything will never be done or achieved when you have your self-interest in that. And then again, we have, let's say, not the right people in the right places, because you have someone who has a totally different background, but yes, they are given like the financial manager for that. What do you think they'll do? See, they'll nick this, steal these shillings, a few shillings, or these programs. They'll call their relatives. Excuse, we need like 40 people.
Yeah.
Just tell your cousins to come, and it's someone has a room full of their family.
Yeah.
Instead of calling the right people, then
just to cut you there. I know today we are doing a little bit longer session. But look, I was speaking to a friend, and you see now, getting back to jobs. Sorry, my friends, these are just plastics around the beach. You can show them so they see how the beach looks like. So they can have fun. But this is like around the beach.
The tide is out. So.
The tide is out. So if you guys go to the beach, ensure you collect plastics and just ensure the beaches are clean. Back to the topic. I was speaking to a friend, and this friend said, I'm accountant in a big farm, and I know I will be retiring in the next 7 years. And my cousin is in maybe Form 4. I asked this cousin to take the Bachelor of Commerce, go to university, do BS, like Bachelor in Business, and major in Finance. So by the time I retire, I bring that cousin of mine in, okay? And then this cousin of mine, who actually then knows she will be leaving this role at a certain time, goes and recruits another cousin who comes, and it brings us back to who you know is your father.
So that's nepotism.
Those nepotisms, but some of them you can't detect, because some of them will say they are qualified people. If I bring up my cousin and they can do the job, I have no problem with that. So you have that lineage of people who have been in that position, bringing people they know into that offices. And again, when you apply for jobs these days, first there is this thing they call internal advertisement. So the people inside have a higher chance of getting the first-hand information as far as that job is concerned. So for you, who is looking for a job or looking for grants or looking for these opportunities to make yourself probably have a good life, first you just need to put in the work. And for the NGOs and the CBOs and then the social impact that organizations that we have, if we use the grants and give these grants to the right people, I'm sure we can change this world and we can achieve the results we want. But because of the corners we cut, the games we play, it impacts these young people that we strive to support, we want to change. And if this continues, we'll just be singing a good life, or we want a good life for you, or we want them to get jobs, or so many other things. But if we can't beat corruption and just be real and honest, we might just achieve nothing. And again, expect more of you making submissions and only seeing your idea being implemented somewhere, and nobody even cares about you. Once they have the idea, they run away with it, they apply grants, get the grants, come con people, and at the end of the day, we are where we are. Or even we say like now we are 15% on track with the Sustainable Development Goals. So we only move backwards and not forward. So I think that's it from me, and we must say thank you, and I see you again soon.
Kameisha.